Hampshire. Donald Trump for America. Thank you, guys.
He didn't know that was going to happen. That was a very good job. And another one with tremendous spirit. I watched her on television 2 days ago, defending me and fighting for me. Caroline Leavitt. Caroline, where are you, Caroline? Hi, sweetheart. Hey. Boy, you're doing a job. She's doing a job. Oh, I don't want to be against her. I don't want to be against her. That'll never happen. Thank you, Caroline. Honorary chair of our New Hampshire Veterans for Trump Coalition. You know this man very well, Al Baldessaro. Al, thank you, Al. He loves our vets, and I love our vets, and he makes sure that we take care of them. And we did, like nobody's ever taken care. You know, the VA, the Veterans Association, and hospitals, and all of them put together, they have so many different groups. But we got the highest rating that we've ever had. We had a 92% rating for approval, job approval, or taking care of our great vets. Al was a big help, but everyone, the VA, everyone said there's never been anything close. And you look at second place, it was like 51%. Nobody's ever done that job, and it's an honor. You have a lot of vets up here. It's an honor to have done it. It's an honor to have done it. We're going to be building a big VA hospital up here, too, which you don't have. You know, I think you're the only state that doesn't have one, and we had that all set to go, but then we had a little election that went astray. So we have to be careful. You got to get out there and you got to watch those voters. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes. You got to watch election night. You know, it used to be election day, election night. Now it's election month. Now it's election period. Some of these things going for 53 days. It's terrible. We want to bring it back. Same day voting, paper ballots, right? Voter ID. Voter ID. Let me see here. Voter ID. But today I'm very pleased to receive the endorsement of a very special person, Belknap County Sheriff Bill Wright. Thank you, Bill. Where's Bill? Where is Bill? Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much, Bill. That's a big endorsement. We have the law enforcement endorsements. They're all over. They're all over. We love law enforcement. They're greatly respected. They don't know that, but they are greatly respected by the people, by the real people. Greatly respected. Thank you very much, Bill. Appreciate it. 4 days ago, crooked Joe Biden gave one of the most dangerous and deluded speeches ever delivered from the Oval Office. It was disaster. Not only presentation, which wasn't too good, it's the words that were really bad. Less than 1 week after, innocent men, women, children, and babies were kidnapped, raped, tortured, slaughtered in the worst terror attack in Israeli history. It was the worst in their history, actually. Babies, I guess they said 42 babies with their heads chopped off. Think of that one. They don't even want to talk about it. Crooked Joe went before the American people and said that if you want to support Israel, then you have to give a blank check for the proxy war also in Ukraine, having to do with Russia and Ukraine, which is another one, by the way, it would have never happened if we were president. If we didn't have that election, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have inflation. You wouldn't have had the attack on Israel. You wouldn't have had a lot of the horrible things. The world is exploding. If you take a look, I mean, the whole world is exploding. You know, I was very honored as a man. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably like one of the strongest leaders anywhere in the world. And he's the leader of, right? He's the leader of Turkey. Fronts on both Russia. Yeah, you could sit down. We'll be here for a little. We got plenty of time. What the hell? I'm very honored that you're all standing, but sit down. They'll be standing in a couple of minutes as soon as we say some of the things they like, because they're waiting. They're waiting for that. But Viktor Orban, and he's the head of Hungary, and he runs it tough. Let me tell you, he runs it properly. He runs it strong with crime and everything else. He runs it strong. And he doesn't let terrorists into his country. They said, what do you recommend for Joe Biden if you could tell him anything? I tell him to resign and let Trump become president, because nobody ran China, Russia, North Korea, Nobody ever did a job like Trump did a job. I tell him to get out, let Trump run things like he was doing for 4 years. Little truth to that, maybe a lot of truth to that. Biden said that if you want to stop terrorists, then you have to give him billions of dollars to support illegal aliens invading the United States. You know, many of the people coming in, you notice there are so many young men, young, strong men, and they're coming in from areas that are right now in war. A lot of different areas. We have a lot of wars going on all over. So we had no wars. We beat ISIS, 100% of ISIS. You know what we did. But we have a lot of different spaces. You could very much end up in World War III because we have an incompetent president. You know, the United States has such a tremendous influence on what's going on in the world, and a lot of people didn't realize it until lately. You have to be respected as a country, maybe feared, but really respected. You have to be, at a minimum, respected. Joe Biden's speech was a grotesque betrayal of Israel and a confused mess of neocon warmongering. An American last lunacy. American last. They want America last, ladies and gentlemen. Pushing conflict abroad and distracting from as many disasters at home. I mean, look at home. Look at what's going on. And you haven't even seen them. They've allowed, I believe, 15 million people into the country from all of these different places like jails, mental institutions. And wait till you see what's going to happen with all those people. They're not coming in just because they like our weather. They like our weather. They're coming in for a lot of bad reasons. Crooked Joe can't even walk up the children's stairs in Air Force One, you know? Now, doesn't that look terrible? You see a man come out, you want to see a man walk out, or woman, walk off Air Force One, nice and high, wave to everybody. This guy goes through the little stairs. We call them the children's stairs. And now he's made it a common